Anderson, the DA. All right, check this out. So you guys know about this whole article situation with Variety. We've already covered this particular article talking about the crisis at Marvel and everything that Marvel's dealing with, all the problems it's having. And I find it funny because on the heels of this article coming out, now you're starting to see stuff like this. This one's on The Verge. In Marvel, we no longer trust. Marvel should be synonymous with the good time, but increasingly it's synonymous with bloat, bad VFX, and poorly scripted film and television. So now these cats are coming out and they're throwing their shots at Marvel. Or you got this one right here. This is IGN. Marvel's greatest strength has now become its cursed, not quite cooked, but not quite cooking. Yeah. So everybody's coming out and they're spitting their stuff at Marvel as well. From hero to zero. This is on The Guardian. From hero to zero, is this Marvel's endgame? A bombshell new report details the many problems the once unstoppable superhero brand is facing. So it's interesting how all of these articles are all coming out off the strength of this one. And what I've said in the past, and I'll say it again here, is that, look, mainstream Hollywood media, shill media, they know what's going on with Marvel. They're not stupid. They've known this for years. Just like the fans. The fans have been calling this out for years. The mainstream knows what's going on. And now they're finally saying it because Variety is saying it. So because you got some comfortability, oh, Variety can call it out? Okay, we can call it out too now. These cats are so afraid to go out there and throw their opinions out there in the ring. See, that's what makes YouTube so cool. When you follow a YouTuber that you like and they're just saying, hey man, this is just how I see the situation. I'm not paid by Disney. I'm not paid by anybody to kind of keep my opinions to myself. I'm coming out and saying exactly what I think. I think this is, again, I'm going to call this the Panderverse effect, because as soon as Matt and Trey, South Park, decided to come out there and drop the hammer on Disney, that changed everything. That changed everything because it was like, oh, okay, now that one of our own, and now that South Park is out there pointing out how bad Disney is, watch the mainstream media turn hard against Disney. Watch them going 180 degrees in the other direction against Disney. Watch it happen. Because now they got the permission. Now they got permission to actually point out, oh, there's a crisis at Marvel. Oh, there's a crisis at Disney. Disney is not making, watch it happen. I also think Bob Iger's comments during the strike, the Hollywood strike, where he was basically saying these cats was unrealistic. I honestly think that has a lot to do with it as well. But yeah, I just find it hilarious that now all of a sudden these cats want to speak up. When again, fans and YouTubers and all of us, we've been saying this for years. We've been saying the same stuff for years. And look, what were we called? What? We were called toxic. We were called haters. We were called incels, whatever you want to name it. We were called all of these things instead of actually saying, well, you know what? Maybe these guys have a point. Because again, I think these guys always knew this. They aren't in the dark. They're not stupid people. They know that Marvel was in trouble. They know that the MCU was causing calamity and it was lowering the box office and the viewership. You know, it's like, I see a lot of cats in the comments. You guys make these comments about how, Loki. Like, I just got through talking about Loki and everybody's like, oh man, Loki is great. I love Loki. Me and my friends was watching Loki. That's besides the point though. The point that I'm making is that the viewership is dropping. It doesn't really matter how much you and your friends love it. And I even said, it's not a bad series, but it's just like Andor, right? Andor, I love Andor, but do I get out here and try, oh, Andor is this, that, and the third? No, the series dropped down in terms of viewership. It had low viewership for Star Wars. So it doesn't really matter how you personally feel about it. You just got to spit the facts. And that's what's wrong with these guys. These guys were not spitting facts. They were giving out what the Hollywood studios wanted them to say. Hey, man, you better not put nothing out there negative or we won't invite you to the premiere. You better say everything we want you to say, or you're not going to get your little goodie bag when you show up at the premiere. Everybody else got a goodie bag. You like, where's my goodie bag? You ain't got yours. You saw that article you wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically what it was. And that's the thing about it, man. The fans was never the only ones that saw it. We was just the only ones calling it out. That's it. That's the reality of the situation. Because guess what? Here's the thing. We ain't got no problem calling out names when it comes to these cats like Kevin Feige, right? When it comes to all of these cats, Jonathan Majors, all of these, the Marvels, all of this stuff, we have no problem calling these cats out because we have no allegiance to them. Our allegiance is to the OGs. The OGs, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko. That's who we loved. Not these clowns that just bought the property and then went out there and made. That's what the mainstream and the shills, because they owe their allegiance to them. They owe their allegiance to Disney, to Kevin Feige, to Kathleen Kennedy, to all of these cats. That's who they owe their allegiance to. So, of course, they had to keep their lips buttoned up. They can't come out and say what's really going on. Are you kidding me? They would lose all access. So that's why we call them access media, right? So that's the whole thing. That's what's so interesting about this, is that now that these cats are coming out and saying, oh, look what happened. Variety gave them the green light. Hey, guys, everybody coming out. And so now you got The Verge saying, oh, we don't trust Marvel no more. You got IGN saying, well, Marvel's greatest strength is their greatest curse. So all of the stuff that we were saying the entire time, the toxic fans and the incels and everything, all of the stuff that we were saying, now they're saying it, right? Because now, okay, the gloves have come off. Now we can speak freely, okay? Before we had pledged our fealty to the high table, but now we can come down off of that because guess what? Variety had came out and made their claims. So now that Variety has said it, now we can say it. Isn't that sad, though? Isn't that sad? And this is the thing. Here's the thing. If you can't speak freely about your own opinions, if you can't freely speak and freely be who you are and say what you want to say, you're just a slave, in my opinion. You're a slave to whatever it is that you're a slave to, the money, or a slave to the fame. You're not being real. You're not being honest. People can't trust you. That's why nobody trusts the media, because the media don't work for the people. They don't work for the truth. They work for somebody else. It's like that across the board. It's like that across the board. They're just saying what they need to say to get over. And you all know these kind of cats. You got them in your own personal lives. Cats that say whatever it is they need to say just to get over, just to get on the other side of this. That's crazy, man. Look, y'all can say what y'all want to say about me when it comes to, hey, man, you are speaking. Look, I'm just giving you my opinion. And I'm just seeing the numbers and saying, hey, you know what? Loki, the viewership just ain't there. Whether you like the show or not, the viewership just ain't there. And that points to the bigger problem of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nobody's checking for it. Now, obviously, some people are watching it, but the viewership in relationship to where it was is just not there anymore. This thing is crumbling right before our very eyes. And we're pointing it out, and we're telling you why it's crumbling. I try to do that. I don't just say, hey, man, it's falling apart. Ha ha. I say, yo, it's falling apart because of this. I give you the breakdown, and I really try to relate it to the storytelling. The storytelling is where they're falling apart. And the reason that the storytelling is falling apart is because they put the ideologies and the agenda above the storytelling. That's the most important thing to these cats. It's not more important to tell a good story than it is to push ideology, push progressive agendas. That's the reason. So again, just understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to, tell everybody that you can't enjoy Loki. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. That's fine. But here I'm pointing out is that the same thing that the mainstream media has finally got the courage to point out, oh yeah, Marvel is falling off. We no longer trust them. That's all it is. That's the bottom line. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.